name's Ollie Williams, and this is how I made the beat for Utah. First off, in this track, I started off playing in these chords, and then I played this little melody in as well. It's a preset from Analog Labs, and yeah, I wanted, because of the jazzy feel, I wanted to go for like ninth and seventh chords. So I think this is, I'm not actually sure what chords they are, but I did some like inversions like there, and yeah, I just played about on my MIDI keyboard until I could find chords that I liked, and then eventually I played them in, and this is what they sound like. So yeah, those are the base of the track really, that plays throughout the whole thing, apart from in some sections I just have the chords without the melody. There's also this little section which is a slight change up in the chords. The change ups I didn't actually play, and I clicked these ones in, the ones that I'm highlighting here. Yeah, but I knew what sort of sound I wanted. I just wanted a little change up, and it comes in the track here, and the little just before the hook, the last hook. Yeah, it's the same preset, just some chord changes to change it up a little bit near the end of the track. Yeah, this is what that sounds like. So yeah, they go, this little bit at the end goes really nicely into this bit, this first chord again. But yeah, as you can see, the chords are strummed. Just give it that more realistic feel. Next off, I layered the same chords and some strings. It's the big hard strings in X-Band 2. Yeah, this is what that sounds like. Literally copy and paste it and just quantize them. You'll notice in the chords as well, we have this F sharp that plays in every chord. Just also plays here, just inverted. Yeah, I just wanted that like F sharp to be the common theme for the top notes of the chords, and then have one change up at the end. I don't know, just what I had in mind, and just what I went with. For the mix on both of those, all it is on the keys, cutting highs and lows, make room for the bass down here, and for some other elements that we'll get into in the melody up here, and then just a little bit of reverb. It's literally all I did. And then for the strings, we got EQ again, pretty similar EQ, quite harsh on the low and the highs, just so things don't clash. Some more reverb, ambience. This is a really good reverb plugin. I found it quite a while ago. It's free as well, so always a bonus. And then stereo width here, just to widen it, so it makes a bit more room for itself. And then I stereoized it even a little bit more here on this little knob here. You see in the top left, stereo separation 25% separated. Next off, I've got probably one of my favourite parts, to be honest. It's this little ambience, and I made it with Fruity Granulizer. Yeah, I just played in keys. I played in just a little melody that sounded pretty rubbish, to be honest. Made sure it was in the same key as the loop, B minor, and then used this. I think I deleted it to I saved my CPU because it was dying a little bit because I've got a lot of plugins open. But yeah, I use this to randomize it, and eventually got this sound, which I'll play here. Yeah, so without it on the mixer, it sounds like all I did was a very harsh EQ, again, and a lot of reverb. You see it's on 75% here. Without it, it sounds like this. So you can tell how much the reverb actually impacts the whole. It just makes it sound a lot more ambient. It's just a sound in the background to fill out some space. So yeah, I exported that out with the rest of the loop, so they're all into this one file here. And I'll actually play the track without it, with it, and then without it, and you'll hear a massive difference. I'll play it without now. So yeah, just some filler noise really. But yeah, it was really cool how I made it. I just saw a TikTok actually, and then that was using this granulizer, and I thought it was sick. Thought I'd mess about with it, put some reverb, see what it sounds like, and yeah, it was some really good ambience. Next, I've got a saxophone, which is the best part, the melody. This is my favourite part of the whole track. I made it using Kontakt, which again I had to delete because my CPU was crashing, and re-exported it into an audio file. But yeah, I just played in sax, tried to make it sound as real as possible, and I think it sounds pretty sick. I'm very happy with the outcome. I played it slower and then stretched it up so it would get that sort of warping effect, and it would like sound a bit dirtier. And as you can see here, this one's low and this one's panned to the left to make room. And I didn't pitch it down using a normal pitch like here. I didn't do that because I'll play it now and you'll hear it just sounds really weird, and I didn't like it at all. But yeah, this is how it sounds using the pitch wheel. I think it's because I stretched it as well, like pitching it just sounded really terrible. So I put it on Pro and used the Formant, and that sounds like this. Sounds a lot cleaner. And then we have the higher pitch one here. This one's pitched to the right. And I believe, yeah, here I also panned it even more. Just for the effects. Another EQ. None of the sounds really had any harsh frequencies that I needed to take out, so I just used like the brick walls on the EQ. Reverb, and then pancake, sorry, which makes it go left to right. Yeah, that's it for the melody. I'll play it all together. Next we've got the drums. Obviously for this project I was going for the jazzy drill sort of vibe, I think the melody is pretty. I was very happy with the melody, so went to the drums. Started off with the hi hats. It's usually what I start off with. In drill, it's not really common to use an actual hi hat, like something something like this. Don't really use those sort of sounds. You can, but more commonly it's more sort of shaker sounds. I use two, layered two in this song. This is what the first one sounds like. Yeah, if you look at the velocities here at the bottom, there's a lot of changes. That's really what gives it like a bounce and a groove. I took out a lot of notes as well. Like a normal drill pattern is like this. As you can see, like I removed that one, and here I gave a massive gap. Then it comes in on the snare. Sorry, it stops for the snare. As soon as the snare comes in, then we pick up the pace again. Yeah, so these sort of ghost notes really giving it that good groove. But then I also layered this one, more a shaker sound, and I added a few more ghost notes, just give it some more bounce. So yeah, this is what they sound like together. So yeah, you can hear this one is like sort of on the offbeat when the other one isn't playing sometimes. And yeah, for the mix on the drums, I didn't do too much. I don't really like to overcomplicate my drums. As long as you get a good, like one shot, a good sample, you don't need to do much mixing. But for these, I wanted to be a little bit different, so I put a bit of chorus to spread them and mix a little bit more. Boosted a little bit of the highs, just get a bit more punch, pancake, so they go from left to right. This preset's go pretty fast as well. Every half beat is changing. But the same EQ on, bit of delay on this one. That's why you can hear those ghost notes, like when this hard one isn't playing, you can hear the delay of this one a little bit. Same pancake, and then stereo shape, I just widen it in the mix a little bit more. Next we've got this low hat, it's just a roll, which I added some delay onto. It's a roll really low down. It's the same as that counter snare, the more shakery one, just down 2 octaves and going down in velocity, and it sounds like this. It was a really cool sound, and with the snare it hits on the one. So if you go to the snare, it'll hit here, here, here. Sorry, it'll hit there and there. But yeah, this is a snare pattern. It's a UK chop snare. It's quite common in drill. There's a lot of different variations, but this one was a bit softer, so I thought it fit the vibe a little bit more. Yeah, a normal drill snare pattern is like this, like a normal trap or boom bap, but you move this second one over here, so it's usually like that. So as you can see, I followed it here and here, but here I didn't. I just made it a normal pattern, and this is a little filler note there. Yeah, with the hats and this low hat sounds like this. Added this stomp as well. Yeah, on the snare, I didn't do anything. Put it in mono, just make sure it's in the middle. That was it. Those stomps I also added, just sterilize them a little bit. So with the effects, we've got those stomps and this gunshot. which also plays at the end. Yeah, didn't do any mixing to those. Sent all the drums apart from the bass to this and just boosted that there. It probably doesn't really add too much, but yeah. Next we got the best part of the drums. We got the 808. I kept this one really simple actually. This first pattern, just hitting on the E and the B on the bass notes. I wanted to give the first pattern a lot of room, so it's literally just hitting on the one. The kick will also hit here, and then the kick's got this space to do what it wants. Same with the rest of the drums. Yeah, so this is what that sounds like with the rest of the drums. Then we got this pattern, which is a bit more complicated for the second half. Got it hitting here, and here again, like the first pattern, and then like here we've got a bit more going on. Here we've got sliding down, sliding up. With the sliding notes, I just hit a normal note, so I'll just hit here, double click on it, hit this little triangle, and then I do portamento as well. You don't have to do that. I just always have done. So yeah, then you'll get the triangle and the line up right there. For when I am sliding, I like to move it a little bit across. So I'll change the lines here and move it one across. Just so I don't know, it just happens. It's like a little bit of a tack, really. So it doesn't happen straight away. Then I like to turn the velocities down when I am sliding. Yeah, just making sure I stay in key. Yeah, just messing about, seeing what sounds good, really. Pretty sure I stayed within the chords as well. So whatever chord was playing here, I would just stay within the chord. Same here, it just sounds nice. To me, it just sounds nice anyway, when you stick with the chord. I'll play this pattern fusion as well, actually. Then I'll add the kick. For the kicking at 808, this is part of the drums that has the most mixing. Putting the EQ, cutting the highs, wanted to boost the mids a little bit so you can hear it more and like hit the bass more in like phone speakers, because they don't have some frequencies. Hopefully you should be able to hit the bass a little bit more. Then I've got kickstart, which is sidechain and plug-in. You can see here the band, the only bits of the 808 that is being sidechained is 156 hertz and down. Just gives a lot more room for the kick. If I mute them here, if I mute it, just has a little delay. Then I've got a limiter that's not even doing anything. Yeah, then I sent all the melodies as well to this channel here, this green one. Cut all the lows, so when the bass is playing, all the lows of the melodies cut out, so it has loads of room. Then I put this A1 stereo control on, which is a really sick stereo control plugin. Controlling the stereo width for your whatever you put it on. So for this on the Melody, I literally everything 50 hertz and above is stereo widened by 110%. Only slight. You might not notice a very big difference, but I think it adds quite a lot to the track. Added this riser here just before the drops. When you go into the hook and out of the hook, that plays. Yeah, that's basically how I made the track. Added this clipper on here, and yeah, that's basically the track. Play it here for you now. That's how I made the beat. Now on to the vocals. Here we got the vocals. I exported the beat, and these are the vocals that Josh did, Posh Jello. We did it when we went to Real World, which was a sick experience to go to. Absolutely amazing studio. Yeah, it was an incredible day. Luckily enough, got to record this track, and yeah, I'll just solo out the vocals here. We had some good takes, so as long as you have a good take, vocal mixing's pretty simple. I watched a video on rap vocals especially, and that one really helped me. I already sort of knew what I was doing, but that just helped me with stock plugins on FL, which is the DAW I'm using. Yeah, I have some plugins and some I didn't, so yeah. Started off, I'm gonna mute everything. That's what we started off with. Just mute these.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run through the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no candle. I set myself to a higher standard.
Yeah, so I started off with this EQ, just cutting the lows and getting rid of some frequencies that I didn't like. All I would do is go up, use my mouse wheel to make this small, and then scan.
I set myself to a higher standard.
Scan through frequencies. If I didn't like one, bring it down like that. Yeah.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run through the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no candle. I set myself to a higher standard.
Compressor. Just making sort of gain.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle.
Doesn't make it louder, which it doesn't. Yeah, just gain stage and making sure there's no getting rid of the peaks, squashing it down so there's no peaks in the vocals, so the volume is mainly the same throughout. Then we got Fresh Air, which is a plugin that I love to use. Yeah, just saturation really, boosting the mids.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run through the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no.
If I really exaggerate it, here it is.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run through the streets, gotta find a new angle.
Put a bit of fruity chorus on there, just give it a little bit of width. Sounds pretty nice.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run through the streets, gotta find a new angle.
Put a DSR on there. And then just another EQ.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle.
Send it to a reverb bus with the dry all the way down, wet light all the way up. And then this here just Just the percentage of reverb.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle.
Then I EQ'd the reverb vocals.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run for the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no candle.
Delay. And then we have these layered vocals which are really sick. I was really happy with how these came out. I just told Josh to do some like stabs on the end of lines to exaggerate the lines. I literally have everything the same apart from I have pancakes at pans and a stereo enhancer. I'll play it without the stereo enhancer and then I'll play it with. Also just added a lot more reverb compared to the first one. But yeah, this is how it sounds.
Higher standard, handle, run for the street, angle.
Then this is with the stereo width.
Higher standard, handle. Run for the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no candle. I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can. I set myself to a higher standard.
I don't know why I put it on, it's in the background more.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run for.
And with the verse, I literally have the same as the first one. I just wanted no delay, so I didn't send it to any delay. But yeah, the vocal mixing was pretty simple, to be honest. Josh helped me as well, just telling me certain frequencies that he doesn't like in his vocals that he takes out in his own songs. Yeah, this track's pretty simple, man. I think it sounds a lot more complicated than it is, and to produce it, the beat didn't take long, the vocals didn't take long. We also mastered it in the studio at college with a lot of hardware, compressors and stuff, and all that took was one session. Like, everything with this track was just smooth, simple. Yeah, me and Josh were both really happy with the outcome. I think he's going to release it on streaming platforms at some point with an album or an EP. So yeah, check that out when it comes out. But yeah, I'll just let you listen to the hook. Yeah, this is the final track. This is Utah.
I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run for the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark, no candle. I set myself to a higher standard than most of you rappers can handle. Better myself, I don't gamble. Run for the streets, gotta find a new angle. Leaving my mark, I'm a vandal. Never find me in a scandal. See a light in the dark, no candle. See a light in the dark. Truth be told, I didn't wanna let you down. Didn't wanna let you down. Dreaming of fame, but I vibe with the underground. I got the freedom to try new sounds.